with Souza as well. 5 goals, James Rango with 6, but Scrooty with 11. And we've got our first corner kick of the game here, friends. Simcoe line themselves up. A tight little bunch just beyond the penalty mark. Right for the ball in low, brought down, finally cleared out of the box. Shot in towards goal, low, hard shot off the boot of number 7. Sakumi Taiwo. No trouble at all for Scrosoppi.
Hold it, help!
Taking the place of Jersey.
I need you more active, guys. Hey!
Rango with it now. Bring it on. Taiwo again. Taiwo turning. He's found Daniel Pope. He's going to move it up to Giovanni on the left side. Slips the ball in, back to Taiwo. Skips across. Chance coming here for Jace Foster. Shot in towards goal. Great save by Dante Carraro. Jace Foster, a player to keep your eyes on. He'll be sneaking up that right side. Very shifty. Looks as though this is Foster. No, it's not. But right-footed, left-footed in swinger. Shot it towards goal. We've got our first goal of the game. Off the head of number 11 in black. It's Franco Di Giovanni giving Simcoe County Rovers an early lead here in the 3rd minute of play. Absolute scenes as the Simcoe County Rovers fans come running over. Early lead here in this final, and we should open things up a little. Not that they weren't opened up already. We've just barely gotten into this match. We've got our first of the game. Franco Di Giovanni, 3rd minute of play on the headed corner. I was saying earlier that this team has an offensive spark and don't expect them to let
goal in the 3rd minute by Simcoe County number 3, Andre Beecher.
Go, boys, let's go, let's go! Hey!
One of the things that head coach Guitars was telling me is that there's just, or not Guitars, Aaron was telling me, was that it's just unrelenting pressure that they provide non-stop all game, every game. A 9 to 5, 24/7 work attitude, and everybody bought in this year, from the players, the parents, the coaches, everyone. They've just got incredible depth. You're going to see that Coach Aaron was on before the game that he's modeled this team's playing style after Liverpool's heavy metal football, as Jurgen Klopp calls it, and you can expect to see a high press the entire game. They try to win back the game, high up the pitch for opportunities. This is a Jagby with it now on the far side, giving it back to Foster. Jagby gets it back, puts a ball into the box. He's real close to finding Di Giovanni, but good work put forth there by number 26 in yellow. That's AJ Tessalini. Win back possession. Ball up the pitch for Orango. He's cutting in, slides the ball across, and that's knocked away by Saunders. Loses out. Tyler in for a challenge. That's going to go out for a Scrosoppi throw-in. Once again, 1-0 here already, folks. 6th minute of play. Franco Giovanni with the first one. Saunders is going to go all the way back to his keeper, Thomas Morrow. Foster with it now on the far side. Foster taken down and he'll be helped up to his feet. Could hear the consternations from the fans in the stands. Good little crowd here today. Everybody traveling down from Milton and Simcoe County. Zarango slipping a ball through for Sturdy. Just a little bit too far. Selected Morrow. He'll take his time. Morrow very confident with the ball at his feet. And they're going to look to use that. This is Saunders. Saunders taking his time, slipping a pass through, and that's knocked away by 26 Tessalimi. Tessalimi gets it back now, out onto his right side, pushing his way out to the wing. This is Orango. Orango trying to work his way through a sea of black shirts. Orango gets a foot on the ball and almost wins it back for himself. Good hustle here by Orango as he's working hard. Chance coming, ball across the top of the box, all alone at the top, shot in towards goal, and Thomas Morrow will collect the ball off the boot of Nicholas Souza. I wish he'd gotten a little bit more on that shot. He's ever going to really challenge Morrow. Morrow with a long ball up towards Tybo, and he got it back into play. Raulino called for the reckless challenge. Duncan standing over the ball now. It's a Tybo, Seth Tybo. Daniel Koch taken down from behind. And another call on Ethan Raulino, and he was just spoken to by the referee a moment ago. Really walking a thin line here early in the first half. Putting back onto his right foot, top of the box, cleared away by Susnick, and a long ball smashed in well over the goal. 8th minute of play here, friends. 1-0, Simcoe County Rovers. Back and forth action. Like I said, both these teams love to play with the ball on the ground. Not nearly tall enough to keep that ball in play. Giovanni slipping the pass through, an opportunity knocking here, shot in towards goal, and it's 2-0 off the boot of David Jagby. We're 10 minutes into this one, and Simcoe County Rovers are running away with it early and often for the boys in black. David Jagby making it 2-0. And the mountain's getting to be a bit insurmountable here early on. We'll see what Scrosoppi are able to do, get themselves back into this match.
Stay humble.
They created quite a hole for themselves early on. You can see the quick passing in full effect as soon as they get the ball in that final third, and no mistake there as Daniel Ejegbe makes it 2-0, or David Ejegbe rather.
Goal in the 9th minute by Simcoe County, number 9, David Ejegbe.
Pushed by Sussex. That's going to go all the way back tomorrow. Feature with it now. He just clipped him and we're back underway here quickly. This is Tislini with it. Switching play to the far left side. Good challenge there by Foster.
Get us matched up, Sus! Drake, get us matched up!
Getting onto the ball. He's going to slip it out wide. No call in the plays. Two players were tripped up from Simcoe County Rovers, and Foster with the barge in there of Nicholas Souza, and that's going to go out for a Simcoe throw. Foster gets it in quickly. Giovanni working hard to maintain possession. He's looking for Taiwo. Taiwo working hard, wins the ball back, and you got to wonder about this back line for Scrosoppi. They're going to wake up and smell the coffee beans here because they're down 2-0 and can't afford to make any more mistakes. Mancuso working hard and eventually dispossessed. Ball quickly put in.
Early, James.
Rango. He's found a man. This is Avi Terrehan before, and he's taken down at the top of the ball. But he's whistled down for offside anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Got time, boys. We got time. Let's go.
You're gonna have your chance. Just keep your head in the game.
With a little flick on.
Center line.
That ball inbounds.
Center line. David.
Slimy with it. He's looking for Scurdy, which is too far for the team's leading scorer. Morrow taking his time and play it out wide. Gill giving it back to Morrow. Feature with it now. Back to Beecher. Beecher looking for options, taking his time. He's got lots of space. He's going to put a ball in. He was looking for Taiwo, but that's just going to go into the corner. You'll see this high press come in as Giovanni moves up the pitch. So does Taiwo.
Drive now, drive. You got time. 2v1. 2v1.
JP and Taiwo switching sides back and forth all game. Scrosoppi are looking for a whistle, but not going to get it here. 16th minute of play, still 2-0. Beecher.
Nice, Ethan!
Nice! Oh, beautiful, Ethan!
Going over, let's make sure we get overload set. Yeah.
Tybo working hard, but he's dispossessed. Possession going back the other way. Let's see what Scrosoppi can do with it now. Intercepted. Jegby turns. He's found Duncan. Beecher with it again. Beecher threw a pass on the outside of his boot, but it's not onto the intended target, and the clearance is going to go out for Simcoe throw.
Chef! Early!
Wide. Oscar's charged up the pitch. He slips a pass through. Opportunity knocking here. Ferraro with a fabulous save on Tybo. You're going to have to watch out. Foster's not scared to push up the pitch. He was really impressive this spring at the FTF Combine. But a good look at him. I believe he's going to Oakland University in the fall. I've been wrong once before though, so don't quote me on that. Another corner kick. We know what happened last time Simcoe had a corner. Giovanni put it in the back of the net in the 3rd minute of play. See what comes here of this right-footed in-swinger. Ball low near post, and that's going to go off to the Scrosoppi defender, number 34, Marcus Gaines, and out for another corner kick. Tybo took his shirt off on the pitch, and it's generally a yellow card. I think the referee's going to reach into his pocket to provide said yellow card, yeah? You can't take your shirt off in the field of play, so unfortunate lapse of judgment there from Seth Tybo. He's going to have to wait to come back on the pitch. He was asked to leave the pitch to make that shirt change. Still got a yellow for his troubles. See what comes of this corner now. Again, Simcoe lined up. Everyone on one side of the penalty spot. Right-footed ball going far post. Headed from danger. Opportunity to catch Simcoe on the counter is Scrosoppi chasing the ball up the pitch, but eventually it's near Duncan who came away with it, but his touch let him down and it went out for a throw-in. This is Souza with it now, and great sliding challenge there from Duncan, and that ball goes out for Scrosoppi corner. 19th minute of play here, friends. 2-0 Simcoe County Rovers. Back and forth action. No real shots that have bothered Thomas Morrow in goal for Simcoe, but Ferraro at the other end just made an absolutely gorgeous save one-on-one with Seth Tybo. Left-footed in-swinger going back post. No one there now to get on the end of it. Giovanni's going to track back and win back possession. He's got plenty of space on that far right side. He's going to send one up for Tybo, and that'll be cleared from harm's way and out for a throw-in. Giovanni able to recover after an initial misstep on winning back possession. This is a Lester Carson. Duncan with it now. Duncan with plenty of time. No one really challenging him. Mancuso with it. Mancuso tries to stick that through. That's blocked. Daniel Polk has found Foster. Foster trying to put a ball out onto that far wing. And it's intercepted. This is Gill with it now. Sergeant Gill giving the ball up. An opportunity here for Mancuso if he can get on the end of it. He does, but it's Scrosoppi who was able to win the ball there. And another chance. You gotta wonder if there's going to be a conversation to be had amongst the back line here for Scrosoppi at halftime. They're asleep at the wheel. They've been caught out more than once now. Duncan working hard, trying to work his way in towards the box. Jagby puts the ball in towards the goal, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. The Scrosoppi team, a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds on the pitch, which I was talking to. The intention there was to move these guys up to the first team, junior team, next season. They've been showing themselves throughout the season here, and now they're really being tested against what's most definitely the best team in this division, the Simcoe County Rovers. Parker was dispossessed and went back in with a strong challenge, win the ball back, and he gets the ball looking around. He's got a bit of space, and he's going to put it out onto the wing. Parker gets it right back again, dancing through the middle. He loses out. See if Scrosoppi can make anything happen on the counterattack. Tessalini with it now. Cuts back on the backfield, and he's no call on the play as Jagby gets away with it. This is Daniel Polk slipping a pass through for DiGiovanni at the top of the box, putting another ball across. Oh boy, here it comes, another opportunity, and the clearance goes off the referee. Seth Taiwo is going to be disappointed he wasn't able to make anything happen there as he had another clear opportunity, and looks like the referee's going to take a minute here to give the boys a water break as that clearance appears to have winded him. Sure, he'll be fine. As we take a quick water break, I would encourage you to do the same. Maybe grab yourself a Gatorade, proud sponsors of League One Ontario. We're going to be back in just a moment as we return to the action after a short break.
Hey, lads, stay locked in. Come.
That's right over. You or me? You don't want me. I don't know why the fuck you did it.
Welcome back, folks. Scrosoppi about to re-enter the pitch. The referees are having a quick word. Central official took the ball onto the kidneys there, and he's taking a bit of a breather. Had a chance to listen in on the discussion over at the Scrosoppi bench, and there's definitely a point to be made that the wing players are being encouraged to track back and not leave the center backs all alone. Diego Guitar is telling his team that the corner kick was caused by wing players not tracking back. That second goal was caused by wing players not tracking back, and they need to focus on maintaining possession, moving forward on the counter rather than just trying to lump the ball up to Gianluca. It's been Gianluca Skirty getting no real actual service on those counterattacks. Looks like our official is good to go here. So we're going to get back underway. 26th minute of play here, folks. And we'll take this opportunity to talk about a couple of our sponsors. Gatorade, if you got one in that water break, good for you, because they're looking for you to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. Derby Star, proud sponsors of League One Ontario, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and the third match ball of League One Ontario.
Drop ball in the penalty.
Macron are also enthusiastic sponsors of this league. Work hard, play harder, Macron. And then Vibrant Performance, we can't forget them. Canada's most trusted automotive high-performance brand. They've been with League One for years, as long as I can remember. And then you've got Sports Engine. Bring your team together with Sports Engine HQ. Go online to league1ontario.com. You'll recognize that website is set up by Sports Engine. Is it ever a phenomenal little site? Stats, information about the different clubs with the articles and standings. Fine work opportunity knocking here. Sousa's got the ball and he's going to put it across. Chance coming and great save by Morrow. All alone in on goal. Skirty. And he's going to wish he had that one back. That was his best opportunity of the game, but coming out to meet him was Thomas Morrow, making himself big, making the block on that one-on-one opportunity, and that's the best chance of the game so far for Scrosoppi. Sounds like they were listening to Diego Guitars and making a cross as early as they possibly could to try and find him. Morrow with a big boom kicked up over top. Jagby.
Good job, boys. Lift it up, lift it up.
If this is your first League One Ontario match, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We'd love to have you watch the Rovers series giving chase and bodies and Beecher trying to win back the ball. It's bouncing around, top of the box, finally cleared away from the top of the box and eventually booted clear by Lesky Parko.
Remember, he cannot be inside of you. He's making a run inside. You need to be inside of him. Give the wing to Jake. Give the wing to Jake.
You can catch all the
Just don't
games
let them play the ball
on the
through.
League One Ontario YouTube channel. It's where we live stream them as well. Pessalini dispossessed.
Go turn, go turn. I see it now.
One step on the reverse. You ready?
Susnick going to his keeper. Ferraro. The ball up. Goes out onto the wing. Foster overlapping, puts a shot in towards goal. That's over the net and out. So as I was mentioning, Rovers, Ontario is the province's pro-am standard space soccer league. It is sanctioned by FIFA through the domestic authority of Canada Soccer and Ontario Soccer. Founded in 2014, League One enters its 8th season of play in 2022 with 20 teams in its women's Premier Division and 22 in the men's Premier Division. League One serves as a stepping stone to performance youth soccer and the fully professional levels of the game. Its primary focus is the showcase and development of Canada's future stars, and to that end, more than 150 players, male and female, have graduated from the league to the professional levels of the game in Canada and across the world. For more information on League One Ontario, please visit LeagueOneOntario.com. You can also find League One Ontario on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. On TikTok. Foster with a strong challenge, but unable to win possession. Hartley has found Cope. All going across for the Jag. He'll get whistled down for a foul in the play.
Fuck me! Hey! Hey! No arguing!
Strike that goal! Re-engage strike goal!
Guys, listen the ref, don't argue. Keep your head low.
Telling his team not to argue with the referee and just get on with the game. Gill steps up and knocks that ball back up the pitch. Giovanni looking for a Jag beat. Giovanni that's going to go out of bounds, however, off the boot of Duncan.
Movement, midfielders, Abby.
Left, left!
Throwing that gorgeous Derby bar ball. Derby star ball, rather This is Cope with it now, slipping a pass through for Duncan and in with a great sliding challenge. It's Nathaniel Susnick saving the day, putting it out off of the attacker's shin pad. You can see that unrelenting pressure from the Simcoe County Rovers. Giovanni standing up there on the edge of the 18 to make sure that no shenanigans are happening with the short passes as they try and make the ball out of the back on the ball kicks. Just a warning for Seth Taiwo.
Are you okay, Noel? Noel, are you okay?
Gill will take the free kick. Everybody lined up at the top of the box for Scrosoppi. Gill's ball going far post. Oh, you're not going to get right place, right time, and we've got a game in our hands all of a sudden as Thomas Morrow was in no man's land after he went to go pick that ball out of the air. You can see
Goal in the 34th minute by Scrosoppi, number 34, Nathaniel Susnick.
Jagby, and he's going to chase this one down, and the Red Ship is going to keep it in. Gill able to get to it first.
You gotta do this.
I'd rather that a Jagby whistle down for pulling his man back. This is the goal scorer, Susnick. He's going to pump the ball up, but Foster will get to it first to break up that counter-attack. Taiwo with it now. Giovanni putting has
What's on
room
AJ?
for
AJ, what's on your back,
Mancuso.
AJ?
Mancuso has it in the corner, cutting in towards the box, cutting in towards goal, left-footed ball, looking for someone at the top of the 6. Coke is there. Coke with it now. Eventually cleared. Souza. He's found Purdy. Or Skirty, rather, that. Bring the ball back, and they're coming the other way. This is Taiwo. Taiwo with it on his left foot shot. Oh my God! What a rocket off the left foot of Seth Taiwo! Holy moly, my friends! Just like that, less than a minute later, Simcoe come roaring back. Make this a 3-1 lead. Well, 2-goal lead, 3-1 up on Scrosoppi. Oh, wow. Get some muscle on that ball. Simcoe giving themselves a 2-goal cushion. Re-upping on the goal here. Less than a minute after they gave one up themselves. This is Susnick, the goal scorer for...
Goal in the 36th minute by Simcoe County, number 7, Sefumi Taiwo.
Duncan with a reckless challenge there, and on the ground is number 20. You want to see that if you're Scrosoppi. That's their leading goal scorer. I don't think Carco knew much about that as he was going in on that challenge. Skirty was coming in from behind him at the same time. Hardly even a warning from the referee after that.
Go, boys, let's go!
Going for Scrosoppi. Ball put into play. Bit of sportsmanship there. Souza just gives it right back to Simcoe. They're going to keep the ball up the pitch from Barrows there. Well out of his goal at the top of the box to come collect. Susnick with it now, spraying the ball out wide. Tessalimi cutting back, looking at what his options are. He's got a bit of space. Lino switching play. Gill stepping up.
Don't be afraid, Marcus, sometimes.
Giovanni. He's found Foster, full head of steam. Foster charging in toward the top of the box. Lobs one in, far post, but Taiwo was not there to hammer that one in like he did that last ball only moments ago.
Get underneath, Fuso. Get underneath, Fuso. Keep going. Hey, come on, get up. Come on,
Ships the ball to the pitch looking for Skirty. Andre Beecher trying to win the ball back after he lost it minutes ago. He's well up the pitch from his regular position. This is Tessalimi trying to take advantage. Here's Souza working his way into the middle of the pitch. Souza with a step over and Carco able to knock that ball away.
Keep coming inside, Cole.
This was Trehan before, playing it out wide. Offside on the play though. As indicated by the assistant referee on the near side. 3-0 here, friends. 40th minute of play. Gill taking his time getting it back in play. He's looking for a Jagby. Carco steps up and hammers the ball in. Tessalimi gets his head to it. This is Souza. Nicholas Souza cutting back inside, back out onto his right side. Carco with the sliding challenge. Carco now playing the ball out wide for Taiwo.
Hey, careful.
Taiwo with it still.
Overdo it.
Mancuso with a lovely ball and no trouble here for a Jaggies. He's got it on his right foot. What can he do? Top of the box. Low hard shot. That's going to whistle just wide of the goal. No trouble there for Ferraro. See that one go low wide of the goal. Looks like we've got an injury here for Souza. He's down on the pitch. Gorgeous looking crowd here today, my friends. I was told that there were a lot of tickets sold, but I had no expectation of this many people being here today. Nicholas Souza has helped off the pitch. We've seen some outstanding championship matches here over the years. Certainly last year's final, Guelph United versus Blue Devils SC was a very tense affair.
Substitution in the 42nd minute by Scrosoppi. Exiting the match, number 77, Nicholas Souza. Entering the match, number 28, Ivan Ramsawan.
Championship, and then the women's match that followed that was another outstanding game between Woodbridge and the Blue Devils women.
Keep going.
Rango working hard to get a ball in. Gill is offside. The crowd none too thrilled about that call.
Good ball, James.
Thomas Marr gets the ball back into play. So back into the Simcoe County Rovers. Gill working hard to get it back to Rango.
Come on, press it, James.
Duncan tried to keep it in play, but lost out, and Castellini throws it back in. Raulino going back. This is James. James playing it out wide. This is Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy with it still. He's found Noel Williamson. His cross is going to go off of Gill and out for a corner kick. 44th minute of play here, friends. Sand slipping through the hourglass here in the first half. 2-goal lead is 3-1 for Simcoe County Rovers over Scrosoppi. 4 years ago, Gino Guitars frustrated with his team's first couple corner kicks with players having been out of position. Let's see if they can make something happen here. They got a goal off of the last one, and that header is going to go off of the head of Ethan Raulino and over the goal of Thomas Morrow. Not troubled in the slightest with that one.
Don't make me go in. Actually,
Gill to Mancuso. Mancuso trying to roulette in the middle of the pitch and turns it over, and that is going to go all the way back to Thomas Morrow. He's going to take his time.
Be calm with the ball, guys.
Ends up picking it up.
Don't try to play in one shot.
Gives him a little bit of attention.
Go, Evan!
Beecher now with full head of steam as he charges up the pitch. Plenty of space, and he's eventually closed down, working the ball out wide to Tyler. Tyler working his way into the corner. Giovanni just possessed by Tessalini. Rango with it now. Tessalini in there. Picked up. Giovanni with it now. Crossing over Susnick. Slipping a pass through and offside. Or, sorry. Jagby. But offside, so it doesn't even matter who he was looking to pass the ball to, because it wouldn't have counted. Sussex ships the ball up in towards the corner, and Sturdy's going to go chase that down.
Good job, let's go, Jake. Let's go. Come on, guys, come on. We got 5 minutes. Let's go.
Beecher trying to keep that one in,
One guy
unable to
only.
do so.
For Noel
Pressure.
and Marcus. If he goes to Noel, you play Marcus. If he goes Marcus, you play Noel. Don't play me long because we don't want to win now.
Put the ball in.
Hey, get out!
Scrosoppi able to get
Come
out
on,
of
guys!
goal.
That's also! Stop!
Sussex being closed down by Tyler. Tessalini coming all the way back. Eventually going to his keeper, Ferraro. It's a grand slam over the fence. New ball. Get out into the garbage time. Finish one. Okay. Able to clear. This is Scrody, and he's just possessed by Beecher. A Jagby out wide to Foster. Foster's on his horse. He ends up slowing down. Look at that change of pace from Foster. So dynamic as a late. Can play on the left side too, Jace Foster. What he brings to this Simcoe County Rovers squad. Parker pops the ball up into the air. Pope chasing it down. Pope gets to it first, and he goes to Beecher. Taiwo with it now. Trying to figure out what to do. Raulino ends up getting it to Orango. Orango with it now, and great work getting a foot in there from Beecher to break up that attack. Now it's Giovanni full steam, but Sussex trying to get that ball out of bounds. It's going to be a Simcoe County Rovers throw here in the 45th minute of play. Not entirely sure how much time we've got to have added on here yet. Looks like it's going to be 5 minutes, which isn't to be unexpected with the 4 minute, with the 4 goals we saw and then the water break. So don't go anywhere, friends. Although we've actually played 3 minutes of that 5 minutes of play. I guess I was ball out wide. This is a Jagby. Underlapping is Foster. Parko with it now on his left foot. He's found Giovanni, gets it out to his right. Taiwo out wide for Foster. Foster with some quick feet back to Taiwo. Taiwo cutting in towards the box with 2-3 players. He's balled off the ball. No call from the referee. You can hear the fans calling for that one, but it looks soft from here. Ferraro was looking to counter quickly out to Orango. Orango gets his head to it. He's going to be able to keep this ball in bounds, and he does. And then unfortunate there. He has a little misstep and pops that ball off his own heel and off his own backside. That'll wrap things up for the first half here, friends. Simcoe County Rovers up 3-1 on Scrosoppi. We'll be back in 15 minutes with your second half of action. We'll be right back.
It was high octane energy by Simcoe County, just in waves and waves and waves. They got that early goal, and then they got another one, and I thought it was going to be lights out. And I still think there's another 2 or 3 goals left in Simcoe in this match.
I think you're absolutely right here. I'm hoping to see at least another goal or 2 from Scrosoppi because they do have it in them. And you were mentioning to me at halftime the strong defensive effort from a couple of these Simcoe County Rovers players. Talk to me a little bit about what you saw.
Nothing's getting by Myron Duncan. I mean, the guy with the outstanding pink boots that he's got on, nothing's getting by him. He has been rock solid. He's been a top performer for me. You know, he's just been fantastic. And I've also been impressed with Taiwo, if that's how you say his last name. Quite an interesting player.
Chance coming here. Jace Foster is going to get on the end of that. That's another player that you were talking to me about at halftime that was at that combine or the camp. Such an impressive, speedy player he is, able to make things happen at such a high speed as he gets the ball and pushes up the wing.
Been impressed also, Pierce, with Franco Di Giovanni. A lot of energy, a lot of grit. He's made a couple lovely feeds early in that first half. One for a goal, threaded the needle right down there. He's looked real impressive.
Not to mention scoring the opening goal as well. This is Coke battling to win the ball back, and no one's going to chase that down. Finally, Coke's able to get there, and he's slumped over as he got taken down real hard on that challenge. Opportunity not in here, and that put well over the goal there by Daniel Coke.
Wonderful crowd here tonight, Pierce. I mean, it looks like to me, if everyone takes the seat that's standing up, it's got to be a packed house of, I would say, about 500 to 600 easily. And that's a great crowd for a reserve final.
Absolutely.
Great work by both clubs by getting their supporters out. Wonderful work by Gino Rossi and the staff as well.
This is Foster with it now. Head up. Carco. Aldi Gill working hard to dispossess the Simcoe County Rovers midfielder, and that ball's going to go out for a throw-in.
Scrosoppi just doesn't look like the team that didn't lose a match. If I'm not mistaken, Pierce, you follow it a lot closer to the standings than do I. But I don't think they lost the game at all.
10-0-2 on the season, you're absolutely right.
And so they look like something's just missing. And maybe it's just they've been, you know, focused on this game and they've just not got everything going on the right cylinders.
For me, I'd have to look at the fact that there's so many 16, 17-year-old players on this team that are just kind of getting to know each other still. They started off this season, they had a lot of players on their roster that got moved up to the Premier team. And then after that, a lot of guys just brought in their buddies to fill the roster spots, and it worked out well for them. They started to gel, but you have to think that with a little bit more time, a little bit more seasoning on these players, they'll figure it out. But they're in up against a real solid squad here in this Simcoe County Rovers team.
I mean, credit to their coaching staff, Scrosoppi, that you're playing a lot of these young guys, and the record that they had, and you know, I've always said this for many years. I'd rather lose with a very young squad and learn from that, and then in the following years to come, understands what it takes to win. That's a great movement by Di Giovanni there.
So say your man Di Giovanni there. This is Coke, and that's broken up by Tessalimi. Ferraro with it. Puts the ball up the middle. Nobody there except for Gill in black, and that's not who he was looking for. This is Coke with it now on his right foot, working his way in. Handball, top of the box, and the referee finally blows his whistle. Susnick deemed to have handled the ball at the top of the box. unintentional, but it doesn't matter. Opportunity here in a very dangerous position for the Simcoe County Rovers on this free kick.
This looks to be dangerous for Simcoe County. It could be their 4th goal. And if I'm seeing it correctly, it looks like to me that this could be the dagger in the heart for Scrosoppi if they get this 4th goal. Let's see who's lined up for it. Is it Foster?
Looks like it's Coke.
Daniel Coke.
Your man Duncan.
Myron Duncan and Daniel Coke. 2 outstanding young Canadian players.
Coke to take. Hard ball off the wall. Coke gets the rebound, chests it down, puts it out wide for Foster. Foster on his right foot, moves into the corner, down to the touchline. What can he do with it? He's looking for options, working his way back up the pitch. Loses out. Carco ends up putting a ball into the box. Diving out is Carraro. Onto the... Whoa! Another foul, and that looks like it's going to be just outside at the edge of the box. But offside on the play.
Wow.
So
much happening in that one play.
Holy moly.
I mean, so much happening on that one play.
Mancuso, the man on the ground right now, and he was flying. And it's all for naught as he seemed to be offside on the play anyways.
You know, Pierce, you watch a lot of these Canadian young players out here, and I'm thankful and grateful and honored to be working again with League One Canada, and still at the CPL head offices there, where we do a lot of the domestic scouting, showcasing, new sports draft, etc., etc. And I keep saying this time and time again, Pierce, if you give our Canadians a chance, if you give our Canadians an opportunity, and believe in them and trust them, they will absolutely take advantage of that, and they will show you what they can do with anyone else in the world.
I think that's been the conversation for about 20 years now, that up until about 15, 16, our players have always been able to compete on that international level, but then that gap opens up. And that's the opportunity that this league, and certainly the reserve league we're watching right now, provides for these players, able to get in serious minutes. And it's showing here as the quality has just been unbelievable throughout this game. I was talking to Andre at halftime, and it's been an absolutely thrilling match. This is a Jagby putting a ball into the box. Coke with a shot in towards goal, and he puts that well over the goal and out of the stadium.
He had the game on his foot twice, and I think he's going to look back and say, I could have did better there.
Got to get his chin over the ball.
Absolutely.
Leaning back and sending it over the goal like that's not going to cut it.
The quality, Pierce, and the competition still here in Ontario is tops in Canada. I've traveled all over Canada again. Just came back from BC, watching a couple of the BC League One games. Been to Quebec a number of times this year already, and Quebec is closing the gap pretty quickly. Quebec for me is a gold mine of players, an absolute gold mine. BC, I said this to the players out in BC, and to many coaches and players, we need BC back to have a strong Canada. Because in the 80s, early 90s, the national team was packed with players from BC. Now it's the opposite, they're all from Ontario. But can you imagine if we can get all the provinces like that?
We're having steam here as ball ends up going into Ferraro. That was Coke, and man, does he ever have some wheels on him. Now it looks like we've got a player down for Scrosoppi. Looks like it's Susnick. Looks to have something wrong with his left leg. He's jiggling that thigh. And I could be completely wrong, as it looks like he's getting his right leg stretched out. So, you know, first time for everything. So you were talking about the quality of play rising up in Quebec, and I gotta know, when are we going to see a Canadian Premier League team over in La Belle Provence?
Yeah, you and me both would love to see that happen sooner than later. And look, I can't speak for the powers that be. Those guys get a lot more coin than I get, and so they got to make the big decisions, not me. But look, let's put the cards on the table. Everyone knows, Pierce, you got to get to Quebec sooner than later. We all know that. right? Wherever it might be, whether it's Quebec City, Laval, in Montreal somewhere, wherever. I mean, Quebec, again, is a football province, is part of an important piece of this country, the mosaic, and the players that they're churning out for CPL is unbelievable. It is player after player that's coming from the PLSQ, player after player that is being watched now in the youth system. I love going to Quebec. I love going to Laval, Montreal, and finding players. Every time I go, I'm finding players. And what I'm finding is Quebec is the goalkeeper factory. They just keep turning out goalkeepers after goalkeepers after goalkeepers. We saw, if I'm not mistaken, one headed off to Italy. Yeah, the sooner we can get to Quebec, the better.
I'm in full agreement with you there. Well, certainly add a fantastic dynamic to the league. Obviously, the fan base out there for a lot of the league, or the PLSQ teams rather, that in Quebec is fantastic. We saw that when AS Blainville had been playing in the Canadian Championship match here against the Blue Devils in 2018. And then the matches that they've played since, they've always been supported well with the traveling support.
I was at a game at St. Laurent about a month ago or so, Pierce. I watched 2 games in the PLSQ. One game that stood out to me was St. Laurent. It was packed. The final tonight here, I'd say we have 500 or 600. They had that at one of their regular season games that I was at a month ago. The production, the support, the energy, it was absolutely fantastic to see.
And we'd be remiss not to talk about AS Blainville if we're talking about the PLSQ. A team that are just perennially dominant in that league. And you talk about the players that have made their way to the Canadian Premier League, so many of them have come through.
Oh, I agree, but I think there's some new partners that have come to the dance. St. Laurent, St. Hubert, Laval.
There it is, Jace Foster sliding in to beat Claro to make it 4-0. 4-1 rather, that. Thank you, Andre. And this game is quickly getting out of hand here as the players go over to celebrate with the fans. 57th minute of play.
Really been impressed with the Simcoe County Rovers team here. Really impressed. I mean, not to take anything away from Scrosoppi, it's just
Goal
really
for Simcoe County in the 57th minute, scored by number 2, Jace Foster.
And starting its weapon after weapon and wonderful talent.
I was talking about this before the game. They've got 17 players on their roster who made it onto the score sheet this season, which is really impressive, because especially when you look over at the other side, the Scrosoppi team not short on goals either, but only 11 players making it onto the score sheet. And this is something that I talked to head coach Harry about before the game, and he's just got so much depth on this Simcoe County Rovers side that he can bring players in that are on the bench and they're still going to score. And it's the unrelenting heavy metal football that this team plays that creates these opportunities. We saw it just there, Jace Foster working his way up the pitch. He's a right back, sliding into banging a rebound.
High octane, high energy. They know where to be. Great communication between teammates. They understand one another. It's a well-oiled machine, and I think this is credit to the coaching staff, credit to the club, credit to the players that have bought in. You need everyone to buy in. When we're watching and when we're scouting, we do a lot of work here after we put together our thoughts on a scorecard on the player itself. We then get our thoughts with the coaches, and then after the coaches we find out what's going on off the field with that player. It's not just about the goals, and it's not just about the saves, it's about the whole package when we're scouting and watching players.
Got a couple substitutions coming here. Anthony, as Kabir Chahal is going to make his way into the match, number 19. So is Declan Barrow, number 17. Coke's on his way out, and it's looking like, I can't quite tell from here, maybe it's Di Giovanni who's down on the pitch on the other side there. Can't quite tell.
Simcoe County substitution in the 59th minute. Entering the game, number 19, Kabir Chahal. Exiting the game, number 10, Daniel Koch.
Cruiser with the challenge there.
It's refreshing.
Working hard to try and win back possession for Simcoe.
It's refreshing and nice to get calls, text messages this week. Here's from friends and from people that I know.
Another Simcoe County substitution entering the game, number 17, Daquan Barrow. And exiting the game, number 11, Franco Di Giovanni.
About and what type of players are in it, because now people are starting to become aware of Canada more. Since they've qualified for the World Cup, Davids, Blair, and on and on and on. They want to know more about our system. They want to know more about our players, and I think that's great.
Keep working, BG! Keep working, BG! Keep working, BG! Good work, son! Great work!
I think there's so much great stuff to talk about with these players. We've even seen guys going from the CPL now in this last week to join clubs in MLS, or at least their MLS next squads in you'll have to forgive me, actually.
Lowell Wright.
Yeah, Lowell Wright's who I'm thinking of, who went from York United to Vancouver Whitecaps too.
Correct. That's a real good move for both club and player. And I think sky's the limit for Lowell Wright. Product of Woodbridge Soccer Club. Credit to Marco Retta, Fab Panetta, Peter Pinazzotto, and everyone there. Lowell Wright. And Paul Stalteri knows him quite well. Former coach with York United last year. So I think that's a good move for Lowell Wright. Urban Peoples with Calvary, big move there. Great work by a couple guys at the head office who I know quite well and who have been really important to me. James Easton and Ollie Gage helped out on that as well, so great work for them.
Ferraro with the diving save to parry that one away, and it's finally cleared. Ethan Raulino.
It's good to see that the ref is back out for the second half. A little concern there. Here's down below as I was watching, taking notes that he didn't make it out for the second half. He was struggling after taking that ball to the face, so it's good that he's back out.
Oh, it hit him in the face. It looked like it went off his kidneys here.
Maybe
on this angle. Either way, nonetheless, you hate to see an official go down and not be able to finish the match. Coming into the game here is number 91.
Scrosoppi FC substitution in the 63rd minute. Entering the game, number 91, Richard Piron. And exiting the game, number 6, Avi Trehan Gafour.
Scrosoppi really going to have to step things up here in the second half if they're going to get themselves back into this match. Quite a lead they've given up here to the Simcoe County Rovers team, and it doesn't look like they're going to relent at all in continuing to apply the pressure here.
I mean, the sweet feet there, Foster again, Chris. I mean, it's just, it's wonderful to see. I think sky's the limit for this young man. You know,
just the way he operates in such tight spaces is what impresses me, because he's able to go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat and then stop on a dime.
But also make an unbelievable pass dead on to his teammate. No bounce to it, just a beautiful threaded pass. The calmness, the composure that I've seen in this young man has been wonderful. And again, it's total opposites to some of the other players on this team. You see Di Giovanni, he'll probably go through a brick wall for his team to try to get that goal. And you know.
Get out! Don't give up!
A lovely ball up over the top. He's found Barrow in towards the touchline, and he puts the ball across the face of the goal. Nobody there in black to get on the end of it, though. Opportunity right there for Simcoe to put another one away, but they just were not paying attention on that far side. opportunity goes by the wayside.
Great story on Daquan Barrow-Pierce, and I was so happy to see him here. And he looked at me when he walked up for the warm-up and gave me a big hug. He goes, "I'm going to try and get you one in the second half." And I'm saying, go for it. He was part of our first showcase in 2019. The youngest player at that time, 15, the youngest player partaking in the showcase against Quebec. 2019, we played it at the Quebec Soccer Center in Laval. It was Quebec's best against Ontario's best. All the CPL coaches there were at watch. Daquan was the youngest there, so it's nice to see Daquan with Simcoe County Rovers. Still young, still a lot of upside.
It's so wild to see these players, and you get to watch their development if you watch the league long enough. I know I was talking to a couple of the coaches on the ladies' side, Billy Wilson from North Toronto earlier today, and Carmine Sacco from Vaughan, about a couple of the players that are with the Canadian U20 women's national team that have got so much experience having played in League One. And here's a man, Barrow. But you watch these players and no second thought on there is Baldy Gilwin sliding in. He's going to get a yellow. It was slowly back up to his feet, but as I was saying, these players, if you watch the league long enough, you watch them progress, and it just happens naturally. And you see them come along, and the quality's good, the players are entertaining, and it's only getting better.
I think the secret's out. I think people know from all over North America that the quality's here, whether it's men or women. And men or women in League One Ontario, and now obviously in BC starting out in PLSQ Pierce. The secret's out. They're coming from all over. NCAA schools, pro teams in Europe, you name it. National teams are coming to scout and watch League One Canada, and that is great.
67th minute of play here, friends. Still 4-1. Simcoe County Rovers putting the boots on Scrosoppi, scoring early and often in this one.
You could just tell, Pierce, at the start of the game that Simcoe County was ready. They were hungry. Their energy level, their composure, their focus. It just seemed like this was going to be their night. And still, things could change. There's 23, 24 plus minutes, but it just seems to be their night.
It's so funny to see the familiarity between the coaching staffs here. Scrosoppi have a lot of Sheridan College coaches on their men's side here with the premier team, and oh gosh, you'll have to remind me, his name escapes me. The keeper used to play for Woodbridge.
Stilo, Roberto Stilo.
Rob Stilo, yeah, exactly.
Rob, you call him Rob because I'm Canadian Italian.
I knew what I was going for there. I knew you would know exactly what I was talking about. And then you got Andrew Surridge, who's with the premier team over at Scrosoppi as well. But Emmerich Hare here for Simcoe County Rovers is actually the goalkeeping coach for Sheridan College as well. So a lot of familiarity between the coaching staffs on these two sides.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Sheridan College and the college system. I'll tell you, Piers, we do have the U Sports Draft, which is a fantastic part of the Canadian Premier League, the U Sports Draft. But we have always, and we still, to this day, monitor and watch college games. I've gone to a number of George Brown versus Seneca, Sheridan versus Humber.
Sheridan Humber's always a juice.
And it's always lights out good. And there's always quality players in college system.
Opportunity here, offside though. You only have to look as far as Mo Babouli and Raheem Edwards.
Yep.
Both played at Sheridan College.
And look where
won
Raheem
national
Edwards
championships. Look at both of those guys.
Yep.
Right?
Raheem Edwards in LAFC, or no, so LA Galaxy. One of the LA teams, I keep forgetting.
I think he's played for both, is why you're getting mixed up. He is with Galaxy now. He was with LAFC last season.
So he's with Greg Vanny now, and they know each other quite well from the TFC system. And Raheem Edwards is a guy, funny enough you mentioned Raheem, I think he's going to be knocking on the door really loud.
Oh, he's got to be.
For Qatar.
has to be.
I think he's
Start the
knocking
season
left.
with an
Yeah.
assist in each of the first 6 games.
You know, it's you got to be hot at the right time, and he's a guy that if he keeps getting more time, he's starting obviously, but if he gets back in that rhythm where he was early on, I think Raheem should be knocking on that door.
This is games with it.
Come on!
Wall there.
It's nice to see the supporters here as well with their flags and banners up and celebrating with Simcoe when they've gotten a goal. I mean, this is fantastic. This is what it's all about. It's supporting these clubs. It's supporting this league. It's opportunities for our young men and women to know that the door is no longer closed and it's no longer dead end at a certain age.
Well, this is the thing that I've always said is that you follow your local club team, even at this level, and it's infectious. Just watch a single season. Get yourself involved. Go buy a ticket. It's usually, what, $10 to get into a League One game?
A lot of places are free.
You can get in, follow your local lads who live down the street, or your local ladies if you want to be a fan of the women's team. By the end of the season, it's hard not to want to show up next year because you've built that bond.
You're spot on again, Pierce. I mean, and I think...
I usually am.
So Pierce, when you're describing and saying that, I think of South America, Europe, and how they support this actually in these small towns, and they pack it in, and they know the players by their first and last name. They know where they go and eat and what they do, and it's all community.
Them knowing where their families live is a bit problematic.
So you better make sure that they win and not lose, because you don't want them knocking on the door.
Mancuso working his way in towards goal. He just laid it a little bit too far in front of himself, and Ferraro's going to slide out and make the save. You got a look on your face like something profound's going to come out here, Anthony. What is it?
No, I just, to me, what's really, really enjoyable is if we would have closed our eyes 10 years ago and really fast forward and thought we would have had something like this, I would have never believed it. And so it's fantastic. You know, here you are calling a game. Here you are talking about a final with two great young teams. And this is fantastic, I think, because Pierce, you know, you see the white hair on me, and you know how old I am. This was never here for me growing up in this great country, in this part, for my sons, but it's here now, and this is great. Back in my day, it was the NSL, the National Soccer. That's a good ball.
Play switched over. Ball deep, Gill with it now on his left foot, shot in towards goal, and he's going to whistle that ball. It's funny you say that. I know exactly what you mean. I'm not as young as I look, but for most of my life there was no opportunity to watch your local team, so I totally understand what you're saying. Certainly no opportunity for people to work in the media and cover their local teams. And I had to stop one day. I was interviewing Cody Ellis after a Blue Devils win at Brawny Athletic Field, and I stood there and I stopped the camera and I said, Cody, I don't mean to be weird, but I'm living a dream that I never imagined right now.
Isn't that cool?
Doing a television interview with a soccer player at the field 2 blocks from where I grew up. I never would have imagined it in my life.
That's awesome. That gives me shivers listening to what you just said, because you know what? It's not all about only the players. It's about people like you getting the opportunity to call a game, living a dream, as you said, smiling and enjoying, and you can look back in years from now and tell your grandkids or your family that I lived out a dream. And that's fantastic, because that's why these type of leagues, League One Ontario, BC League One, PLSQ, are so important. To give opportunities for people like you as well, Pierce, not just the players, for people to call the game, for people like, you know, our cameraman here that's doing great work.
Coaches,
you know,
administrators, all across the
Canadians,
board.
Canadians,
referees,
Canadians. And I will go to my death always touting for Canadians, because we need to start doing that more. We know south of the border, they make it crystal clear. that they put Americans first and foremost. And I think in this country, we need to start doing this more and more and more. That we need to put Canadian administrators first, with pro teams, with semi-pro teams, with youth clubs, Canadian administrators first, Canadian local coaches first, and Canadian players, Canadian athletic trainers, and on and on and on. Canadian analysts, people that break down the game. We have people. We have smart people. We have good, smart people like you when you call the game. People that understand. So give them an opportunity. You know how many calls, emails, and text messages I get week after week of young people, Canadians, saying, Anthony, I can't get my foot in the door. I can't get my foot in the door. What do I need to do? I give them any, small advice I can, and I try to help as best I can as well. But in the end, we need to open the doors for our Canadian people.
Really quickly here, Anthony, we had a substitution just moments ago as Jared Harrison has made his way into the match and James Arango has been reintroduced into the match. Another little interesting tidbit about the reserve division is that you can re-enter the match after leaving. Jace Foster working hard there in that corner, and his ball was cleared out for a throw-in by the looks of it. I thought it might have been a corner kick, but it's a throw-in here.
Absolutely stunning, gorgeous, beautiful night here, Pierce. And if we think back a couple of years ago, pandemic and COVID, we were all craving nights like this. We were all wanting to get out and support our local clubs. And tonight is fantastic to be part of this. Whether it's scouting, watching players, whether it's talking about the games, this is beautiful to be in.
Looks like a yellow card here just moments ago to either, I believe it was to Scrosoppi from the 14 captain, Ethan Rolino. We'll have an update here from the stadium announcer who, if you're up here, who's doing the stadium announcing there, Anthony?
A little birdie tells me the commissioner of League One Ontario, Mr. Rossi himself. The man of many hats, the man of many talents. That's what he would tell you anyway, Bruce. That's a great stop.
Great save by Ferraro.
He's limping after that shot. He's limping big time.
I'm thinking the defender,
I think that was
got a
Myron
foot
Duncan.
stuck in, and Myron Duncan walking away gingerly. Strong challenge, nothing wrong with that from my perspective. And yeah, Duncan's down on the pitch. He's going to need to be removed from the game. You could see how much he was struggling to get himself back into position. And well, maybe it wasn't a knock and more so just a muscle strain. We'll see what's happening here. He looks to be having his hamstring worked out. Hate to see a player go down after such a strong performance. Like you said, he was the shutdown defender of that first half.
To me, I still think he's man of the match. Nothing's gotten by him, and getting into the 78th minute here, and they're up 4-1. I wouldn't risk any further injury to him. I'd take him out and make sure that he's okay, because I wouldn't be surprised if some special eyes are watching this young man and a few of these Simcoe County Rovers players, because there's a few that have opened up my eyes, and I'm well aware of a few of them as throughout the season I've been watching them, but once again they reaffirmed to me their talents and what they've done.
So we've got another substitution coming here as Seth Taiwo is going to make his way back into the match. It looks like it's not going to happen just yet. He was going to come in for David Ajegbi, but we're going to let the free kick happen first. Williamson trying to chest the ball down, and eventually loose ball banged into a goal, but wide of Morrow's net. Looks like Taiwo's going to make his way back to the timekeeper's
This is a great rule, actually. I don't know who implemented or who decided to put this in, that they're able to re-enter. I actually kind of like that. Maybe a player can redeem himself, maybe with a first half that maybe didn't play well, and the coach wants to give him another taste maybe in the later half of the second half. I think that's a good rule. I don't know, is that something that just came in this year, Pierce?
Simcoe County substitution in the 79th minute. Entering the game,
I was surprised by it myself yesterday in the women's game.
Taiwo. Exiting the game, number 9, David Ajagbe.
Jace Foster has come out of the match for Ishwarpreet Rawal, number 12 here on the right side. Stepping up to intercept that pass was Petam. Williamson, or Petam again dispossessed. This is Williamson now to take the throw.
Really like what Scrosoppi's captain has done all night. Really impressed. Calm, cool, collected.
Up until the yellow card, you know.
Well, you know what? That shows it to me that he's really cared all game from start to finish.
An additional substitution for Simcoe entering the game. Number 12, Ishwarpreet Rawal. Exiting the game, number 5, Mirren Duncan.
Yeah, that's a good move to take Mirren Duncan off. I'm glad to see that he's off and resting it, because you don't want to risk, especially up 4-1 late in this match.
And so it looks like I was incorrect, as Jace Foster has just moved over to the left side. And that's a position he's more than comfortable in. I was talking to head coach Air before the game, and he said, yeah, he can move from the right to the left, doesn't matter. I have seen him play in the left previously. Ooh, that's going to be a yellow. Maybe not. Apparently not. But Joshua Solomon, one guilty of the foul there. Simcoe County Rovers player went flying through the air as he went up for a header and was undercut. It looks to be number 3, Andre Beecher, slowly getting up to his feet now. Scary moment there as he was upended and took a couple rolls on the ground before he stopped. Gill gets us back underway. Sajin Gill with it now again. Gill with time and space, looking for options. Chipping the ball up for Taiwo. This is Foster to take the throw in, and he gets it in quickly to Taiwo. Taiwo with it on his left foot, trying to slip a pass through. Ball pushed out wide. This is Arango. Arango's going to play that just a bit too far for himself and out of bounds. Puts it back in. He'll take the throw. Gorgeous Derby Star ball there. Proud sponsors of League One Ontario. Flipped up. Only gets as far as Petam. Looks like Rawal's lost his shin guard once again. No time to pick it up as he's spun back the other way. Ball, but eventually getting on to the end of that is Joshua Solomon. Solomon with it still, he's trundled over. He gets the foul, gets the whistle. 83rd minute of play, friends. And if anything is going to happen, it's going to happen now. The sand's slipping through the hourglass here in this League One Ontario.
Yeah, I think it's already
Reserve Division Final.
Unfortunately, I think it's a really tough hill to climb for them to come back from this deficit. But hey, no shame in the season they've had. As I mentioned to you, I think they are unbeaten until this point. So that says a lot about the character of the team, the organization, the coaching staff, the players. And, you know, they should be very proud of what they've accomplished.
And Scrosoppi's really being one of the real feel-good stories about the League One season this year. They had Cyrus Relics on the Premier League team, and he went off to play in the Canadian Premier League once again here after a really strong showing, and they've been getting phenomenal crowds out of Bishop Redden High School for their home games. Their partnership with the Milk
I haven't been to their venue. I've watched a number of their games away. I haven't been to their venues. That's good to hear that the attendance and the community is supporting it. So that's great to hear, Chris. I mean, I was on Canada Day, July 1st, with the commissioner. We were invited to go watch St. Catharines Wolves play. And I was absolutely surprised, shocked. I don't have enough words to say how happy I was to see the organization, the crowd, the atmosphere. I gave it the nickname Junior Halifax. And that's how I look at St. Catharines and Junior Halifax. They have great supporters, wonderful atmosphere, great food, outstanding facility, great grass, real grass field. It was fantastic. I hadn't been to St. Catharines in years and years to watch a game. And it's just great what they're doing. It's something unreal.
Being closed down quickly and clearance out his colors for the wall, but he's going to escort that out. No, and you're absolutely right, and there's been a lot of stories like that. North Toronto doing a really good job of getting people out to the games. Simcoe, Electric City, it's really increased over the last, well, since we've come back from COVID, with the crowd showing up that we didn't necessarily see in years past.
Yeah, I haven't been to Electric City either. First year they're in the league, and so I'll have to make a trip next year. North Toronto.
Scrosoppi substitution in the
North
86th
Toronto, I think of
minute.
Marco and the wonderful work
Entering the
he's
game, number 26,
Marco to me is one of the top coaches,
and
not in
exiting
Ontario,
the
but in
game,
Canada.
number 34, Marcus
He's done
Gaines.
wonderful work with his players there. He just keeps turning out quality after quality.
This is Raulino with it now, and the captain puts a ball into the corner, giving chase to number 30, Jared Harrison. Unable to make anything happen, and this is Carco pushing the ball out wide. Simcoe trying to get that 5th goal if they can in the 86th minute here, 87th minute now. Unable to connect the dots. Play. This is Noel Williamson. Williamson with plenty of space, plenty of time, slipping a pass through for Scrudy rather, that Gianluca Scrudy still going to go home and wish he had put away that opportunity in the first half. Thomas Morrow making himself big and blocking a point-blank shot. His only real opportunity in this match.
Good little player, Gianluca. Monitored him and watched him the last couple of years, well aware of him and his talents.
Scored 11 on the season. And Anthony, thank you so much for joining us today. It looks like you're going to be needed to go back down for the awards and the medal ceremony here, so I'll let you go back on your way. Thanks so much for taking the time to come up here and join me. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so very much.
Pleasure is mine, but before I go up here, thank you again. Keep up the great work. Keep up what you're doing as well with podcasts and stuff, because it's people like you that we need in this province and in this country doing. So cheers to you, Pierce. Thanks again.
We've got one last substitute. Well, it might not be the last one, but we've got another substitution coming here in for Simcoe County Rovers. Looks like number 14 is going to be entering the match, and that is Frank Marchezan. And he's going to be coming in for Jace Foster, who's actually being removed finally after I made the mistake earlier. Always great to hear from Anthony Totero, one of the legends of the game here in Canada. Very well known for his Red Fire YouTube show back in the day. It inspired me myself to get myself on.
Simcoe County substitution in the 88th minute.
Mentor
entering the game, number 14, Frank Marchezan. Exiting the game, number 2, Jace Foster.
there, Mark.
Like it's 4-1 and they're like this ball right
Well,
there.
finally getting his shin pad back in.
So much exercise.
So all the big reports that George is doing, oh, he gets it in.
Keep working, BG! Keep working, BG!
It's going to go all the way back.
Great work! Great work!
All worked up to the middle of the pitch and eventually turned over. Into the corner for Taiwo. Taiwo was cutting it. Salimi able to get onto the end of it. This is Solomon now. Solomon laying it on. Pressure there from the Simcoe County Rovers as they win back possession once again. The story of the game has been this high press from Simcoe as they continuously win the ball back with this heavy metal football that Coach Emmerich Hare was telling me about before the game. This is Beecher. He's found Sergeant Gill, the captain with it now, being closed down by Scrooty. Wall can give the ball back to Beecher, and Beecher's going to play a new man Shizo. We've entered the 91st minute of play. No indication as of yet as to how much time to be added on. Can't be a lot. We've only had the one goal here in the second half. Starting the goal. Great block by the Scrosoppi defender there.
Keep it in front of you, Frank. Keep it in front of you, Frank. Well done, boys. Well done, boys.
Keep us, Alexi!
Keep us, keep us, keep us. Drop Cuso! Drop Cuso!
Unfortunate pass there off. Player could be attempted. I don't have an 80. I can't tell you who that is. But we'll forgive him for that. Aaron Tyler potentially.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
There can't be much time left here in this match, my friends. Simcoe County Rovers bench already starting the celebrations here. Everybody's high-fiving and giving hugs. An emotional moment. They worked so hard for this. 11-0 all season long. 49 goals for, 7 against. And they kept the trend here, banging in 4 against one of the better teams in the league. They're the finalists. This is the final, friends, and they're winning 4-1. Ferraro's over there helping out the injured player. I guess Juan Barrel is out on the pitch. He needs to be taken off the pitch. Get to now looks like number 17 Barrel. Get the ball back. Trying to slip a ball through. That's broken up. Tessalini now.
Guys, sit down on the
9
bench.
games with it. Games turning. For Jared Harrison rather than that. My mistake. Is Tessalini once again. Tessalini switching play out for Noel Williamson. Williamson brings it down. Williamson one-on-one with the wall, and that's finally clear. Marlon his goal to punch a ball up into enemy territory. Raulino gets ahead to it. Opportunity knocking here. Gianluca Scrudi tripped up, but getting to the ball first was Sajin Gill. And no trouble there for Thomas Morrow. And he's going to hold on to this one and kill a little bit more time off the clock. We've already reached the 96th minute of play here now. And surely there can't be much more time left in this one, although I imagine Barrow's injury at the end of the game here has slowed things down. I don't believe that it's time. This is Orlando. On the ball line for Williamson. He's closed down by the ball, tripped up. The ball going to get whistled down. Williamson with an opportunity here for a free kick in the corner of the box. Sounds like there's a minute left in the match, according to discussion between our referee and the players. The referee's going to run over and start counting down the steps to make sure that Grewal's, that is Grewal. No, it's not. That's my mistake. That's number 19. And that's it, folks. Simcoe County Rovers, your 2022 League One Ontario Reserve Division champions. 4-1 winners over Scrosoppi FC. They finished the season undefeated.
Congratulations to Simcoe County Rovers, the 2022 League One Ontario Men's U21 Reserve League champions. League One Ontario sincerely thanks you for all your support. Have a great evening.
There you champions. Nothing more needs to be said. And the celebrations begin. And you can see how much it means to these guys. And the fans who are out on the pitch. Anyways, my name's been Pierce Lang. It will be continuing forward as well. You've been watching the League One Ontario live stream. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Women's Premier Division Final.
soccer one. But this is good too. I've seen the entire province. Except Windsor. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more big round of applause to our runners-up this evening, Scrosoppi FC. And now it's time to present the gold medals to the champions of the 2022 League One Ontario U21 Men's Reserve Division, who've enjoyed a perfect season, Simcoe County Rovers.
Are you Greece? Are you Greece? No, I heard a lot about you. Oh, you met the guy. I know I met that guy.
And now the captain of Simcoe County Rovers comes forward to be presented the trophy by Managing Director Matt Braithwaite and Chris Keeve, the League Operations Manager.